Macros, Mindset, and Muscles.
I'm Coach James.
And I'm Coach Brittany.
We're here to give you the truth about health and fitness.
No gimmicks, no bullshit, just facts. Hey, we're here on our first podcast episode. Are you excited, James?
I'm super excited. I'm about halfway through this gallon jug of water, and hopefully I won't have to take any bathroom breaks, but let's get it done.
I highly doubt that, but okay.
Okay.
So we're going to do a quick little intro episode for y'all today so you can get to know us, get to know your coaches. So James, why don't you go ahead and start it for us?
I'm James. Your turn.
Okay, no. Go ahead. Tell us about your journey. What got you started in fitness?
Started in fitness. Well, my fitness journey starts about 4 years ago. I was at a very low point. I was in a rehab facility, my third one. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I knew I needed to do something. So as I was there, it wasn't a very fancy rehab, state funded. I won't say any names, but so we didn't have any like equipment or fitness instructor like yourself. All I had was these 2 red bricks that they had out in this courtyard. And so like just going off of what I remember from high school, like working out, I started doing different exercises. And it all started with these 2 bricks and my own body weight.
So like what type of exercises did you do with those bricks?
Well, pretty much anything I could think of. I mean, there's probably not names for some of the stuff I was doing. I was just kind of operating on the fly. I had this little radio that came from probably Dollar Tree. And I was just out there sweating in the sun, just trying to work out and do something different. I don't know.
So when you got out of rehab, how did you continue with your journey?
Well, I continued with like body weight exercises. I did push-ups, pull-ups, crunches, air squats.
Okay.
All right, so I wasn't doing any legs, but I was just doing what I could. So I started waking up really early in the morning, and just started doing these little workouts. And I noticed that my mood improved, that I had better outlook on my day. Because I've been dealing with a lot of stuff at that time. I was dealing with depression, anxiety. I'd already lost everything at that point, from jobs, cars, money. And so I didn't really know where I was going and how I was going to get there, but I knew I had to start working on some stuff. And in its own small way, like doing those workouts, like I felt like I was working towards something. And yeah, that's how it started.
So like when you got out of rehab and you were at home, what things did you do to like change your routine and make this a lifestyle instead of just something that you do?
And, well, the first thing I did, I started waking up early. That was the number one thing. I used to just sleep in. Things would bother me if I was sad, if I was mad or something. I would just isolate and just sleep. So it was like a way of like avoiding certain things. But when I started like waking up on purpose, like setting an alarm, I wasn't going to a job clearly, but I would get up and make sure that I ate something. I wasn't a person who liked to eat in the mornings. And then I started, believe it or not, meditate. I would sit there and just try to get comfortable with just being with me. And then I would do these exercises and slowly started doing more research into different training and diet, nutrition. And I just got hooked and never stopped. I still do that to this day. I still get up very early, still listen to motivational quotes and motivational videos, do research. And it's very important that I start my day like that.
So what led you to becoming a coach?
Well, my whole life I've enjoyed and felt called to help other people. And then I also felt that maybe there's some other people who've gone through similar life experience, and it would benefit them having a coach that could relate.
That's good. Makes sense.
What about you?
Well,
Where did Brittany's fitness journey start?
Brittany's fitness journey started almost 6 years ago.
Okay, so you got
So,
2 years on me. Okay, all right.
um, I had a baby, was a year old at that time. So I was just trying to get my life in order. I saw pictures of myself and I didn't like the person that I saw in those pictures. I didn't like the person that I saw staring back at me in the mirror. I couldn't tie my shoes without being winded. I just wanted to be able to keep up with my kids and not feel physically exhausted. So I started just by walking every day. I'd get my son in a stroller and I'd push him around a trail. And that's what we would do every day. And he loved it and it made me feel better. So after the walks, I would focus on nutrition. And at that time, I didn't know a whole ton about nutrition, but I just tried to make better options. So I ended up eating way too little calories, but I dropped a lot of weight in that first year and people started asking me for help. So I decided that I was going to become a trainer and I did. And I've learned so much since then. And my knowledge is so much greater than it was back then. Like, I wish I could go back to me then and be like, hey, don't do that. But that's where we're at. I've been coaching since 2017. So coming up on 5 years, and I love what I do.
Do you have any other like health fitness background before you got into it, or what kind of career did you have before this?
So my first job in fitness was as a kickboxing instructor, but before that, like that was in 2017, the year I got certified. I never worked in fitness. I'd been in the military. I was a bartender. I worked at fast food places, car sales, like nothing and everything at the same time.
Awesome. Yeah, my old careers, I've had pretty fast. From skilled labor to working on an ambulance, plumbing, just tile remodels. I even worked on a farm. Like I've did a little bit of everything.
Isn't it crazy how like you get led to these things in life? Like you would never would have expected like, oh, 10 years from now, I'm going to be a coach and have clients located all over the place.
It is crazy. I never thought that this is where I would be, because so many people are like, you should do this. You make X amount of dollars. Blah 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 blah. Like the X amount of dollars has never been a motivator for me. It's not like my value comes from like what I contribute to other people. Like when seeing somebody else that I've helped like, win in some aspect of their life, like there is no dollar amount by that. It's
I
priceless.
I agree with that completely. Like helping somebody change their life is probably the most rewarding like thing that you can get out of coaching. Like, of course we make money doing it, but changing people's lives is why most of us get into this.
Yeah, I mean, it personally it changed my life because I don't know where I would be if I had not found fitness. It yeah, I don't know. I mean, it actually kind of scares me to think what would I be doing now, or would I even be here? I mean, in a way, it saved my life.
I agree with that. Like, I think fitness really changed my life, not just in my appearance and the way I feel about myself, but the way that I look at tasks in life. Like, I'm more disciplined, not just in the gym, but like outside of life too. And I know that like my work ethic in the gym has transferred to my everyday life. So, like, I'm more motivated and driven to do things for my career and my home because I know that nothing good comes easy and I have to work for it if I want it.
I can relate to that. Definitely relate to that. Being more disciplined, just when I started with like just waking up on, because I wanted to wake up, not for I had to wake up, go to a job, or I had to get up to go do this task, but get up because I wanted to do something for me. changed everything. It was like starting the day with a win. Like already, I'm winning. Okay, I need to eat, so I'm gonna make sure that I eat something. Second, and it would set the standard like for the whole day. Like, and it would start, I don't know, transferring to other aspects of my life. Uh, Not just the waking up, but like you said, the discipline. Because I don't know, it's hard to explain that like in words. I'm not good with words.
Well, like the morning stuff, like I can relate to that too. I mean, that's kind of something that we've always discussed is like waking up early and how that time is for us and how it does set the tone for the whole day. And because we wake up doing something like for us and it's because we want to, like our quiet time of the day, you know.
Yeah, there's like a quote, or I don't know if you said it, but don't go to work for somebody else before like work on yourself or something like that. Don't go to work, make somebody money without working on yourself first. I don't know.
It makes sense.
I'm sure it's a good quote. We'll have to look it up and maybe like post it on the website. I don't know. I'll probably be under my Instagram picture next week once I find it.
Rain check.
Yeah.
Follow up for that quote.
Follow up for that quote. We'll give whoever said it all the credit, I promise.
Okay, so now we're recording with the lights off because the power is out, which isn't an uncommon thing here in Memphis. Ain't that right, James?
Yeah, it seems like it happens all the time for a week.
Yeah, weren't you just out of power for like a week because of ice?
8 days. 8 days in the, kind of like a tropical paradise, It was great. Just me huddled up with some dogs and
20 degrees.
It was only about 20 degrees, so it wasn't bad, I'm sure everybody can imagine what it's like sitting around in 20-degree weather, so.
Well, I guess, if we're going to start a podcast, we might as well make it a memorable first episode, and I think this will be it.
Yeah, so shout out to, I'm not going to say the name, but our utility people for making this very interesting today.
Yeah, awesome. It's great. So I think James is actually trying to find this quote that he tried to say, and he butchered it, and now it's bothering him. But one thing y'all don't know is that James is super fidgety. So like I'm sitting here watching him, and these microphones pick up every little bit of sound.
Allegedly.
And he will not stop fidgeting. So we're going to have to get him one of my kids' Pop-It toys. Or like little, it's like permanent bubble wrap type of thing with silicone.
You get a Pop-It.
Have you found that yet?
I have not, but I promise it's a real quote.
Okay. Anyways, so we've been talking about coaching and how we got into it and how we like helping other people change their lives. We're not going to bore y'all to death with our whole life story here. We just want you to know who we are and why we coach. So
I'm calling this a win. This was a great first episode.
Yeah, I think so. Like we're brand new to this, so we're learning the software and everything too. There's a lot that goes into this.
There's a whole lot. And apparently I need little toys to keep me busy so I don't touch and start breathing on the microphone. I'm sorry, I have a big nose. I can't help it. I can't help it. It's a family trait.
Yeah, you definitely have a big nose.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Anytime. So, with that being said, we're going to keep this episode short and sweet until next week, and we will
catch you next week. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk next week about some more health, nutrition, and life and stuff.
Yep. Fitness and life. That's what we're here for.
Boom.
All right.
Mic drop.
Boom. Thanks for listening to Macros, Mindset, and Muscles. Until next time.
I'm James.
I'm Brittany. We're out.